What is going on in the world? This is A&C Fishing and Outdoors here to bring you a reloading video, first one that we're doing. I'm Cody, here to talk to you about all sorts of different types of reloading tips and tricks and for beginners. So right here, the press I have is a Hornady AP lock and load, and it's a pretty good press. It's pricey though. I think I paid roughly about 530 bucks for it. But this has been my first press and my only press I'll probably ever get. Now, if you guys want some tips on reloading, I would suggest you go ahead and buy you a hand loading book. This is going to be your guys' Bible. Alright, this is everything that you need to know about any caliber bullet. You can just flip through whatever. So right there we got 309 JDJ. Have no clue what that is. Never shot one, never seen one, but you can reload it. Right now I got it on the 308 service rifle, which is the M1A, because that's what I load all my bullets for. I follow the same guidelines for all my 308s. I do not change it up. I like to keep it consistent. I load mine at a 41.8 grain with the Winchester 748. I like it. I can get good deals on the Winchester powder. I use Winchester primers, and I can get them for about 20 bucks for 1,000 of them. Other places you don't get so. Another thing is, I would also pick you up a scale. Now, I do not have a digital scale yet. I will pick one up in the near future, but I don't have a digital scale. But this little Hornady scale that I got, balance beam, it works very well for me. I'll show you what I do. I'll come down and I'll let it hit the powder drop. And once I let it hit the powder drop, I'll take it out. This is me trying to set up the powder measure. And I'll come and I'll pour it in. I'll pour it up into the measuring beam. And whatever powder drop I get, I try to get 5 of them, 3 out of 5 on the line here for the powder measure. Okay, so if I get 3 out of 5, I'm good. But normally I hit 5 out of 5. Whenever I first started, it was a little different, but now that I'm got the hang of it and been reloading for a while now, I've just pretty much been using that scale. I don't really want to spend the money on a good digital scale. So yeah, the AP lock and load. It's a 5-step process, and what I mean by 5-step is that you can take dies and interchange them. So right now I just put in the depriming die, which that if I would put a shell casing in and I would come up, it would push out the primer on it and push it out and come down through this tube into, I got a makeshift box here that catches all my primers so it doesn't go onto the floor. I'm going to go down there. And then your next step is you'd push back on it, and this tube right here that comes down is your primer tube. And as you can see, there's a primer right down in here, and it would prime a shell case. Now this one's already got a primer in it because I like to do mine all at once. I deprime them and resize them all at once, and then I toss them over here into the tumbler. Once I toss them in here, they stay in here for about 30-40 minutes, and then I'll bring them back out, and then I'll tumble them in the tumbler, tumble them, and then after that I will clean out the bottoms of them. Let me see if I got one here that I could do. It does not have a primer in it. Okay, so right here I'd clean out the bottoms of them just with a pick, and make sure that that hole, you can see all the way through the hole, and then I'd come over here and then I would stick it down in here, and then I'd press down a little bit, pull it out for you guys, and then it's reprimed perfectly, just reprimed. Now that's what it is. I'll get farther into it and I'll show you guys the whole process, but this is just me talking about it. Then you got your powder measure, and your powder measure is what you put all your powder in, and here's your adjuster for you to adjust it. And as you come around after you deprime and reprime, you come around. I leave this one empty. I could put my powder measure there, but I don't. I leave that one empty, and then I'd come up again and right here is where I'd put a bullet tip on. And whenever you put the bullet tip on, it will crimp it, and seat it. Once you seat the bullet tip, then you'll get perfectly good round. And then I've already measured all these, and I have mine set up for this exact round that I made. I went ahead and pre-made about 60 rounds. I'm just loading them up. You're probably going to throw these in my survival bag. And I'll have to show you guys what I got in my survival bag for you. So that's what I got going on here for reloading. I buy powder by the bulk, 8 pounds of it. Brass, you can pick up brass for around $100. You can pick up probably, or 100 rounds you can pick up for about 26, 30 bucks, something like that, if you're buying brass. Now, the main thing about your press is to keep it clean. All the time you want to clean it. You want to clean it and lube everything. You take everything apart. This powder measure comes apart in all sorts of different pieces. Your cedar die can come apart in all different pieces. Your depriming and resizing die can come apart. Your shell plate can come out. Take this box off, and then these are your greasers, so you can grease right here and keep that greased up. And this is pretty much the whole works, guys. I mean, this is pretty simple. I'll upload some videos of me reloading some 308s for you. I got some 223s ready to go. I got about 555 grain bullet tips, as you can see here. These are 223 rounds, ready to go. I don't have a lot of brass. I got maybe 100 or 2 brass. I've already haven't been clean, haven't been deprimed or nothing. Now the thing I can tell you guys about 223s, if I can find one that is deprimed. Oh, no, that's not deprimed. I got a whole case here, guys. So this one's not deprimed. But if I could show you, there's a little ring right here on the outside of the primer. And what that ring is a crimp on the primer. Now, a lot of these have crimps, and once you reload these and try to put a primer in there without using some type of tool to get that crimp off there, you're going to have a really hard time getting that primer in there. I've smashed so many primers for them not going in. This is with me not having the tool. See that primer sticking up? You just smash them in there. I don't have any super bad ones. I'm going to take those ones and try to shoot them in a rifle and get those primers done. Let me see. Okay, here's one. This primer has almost been flattened out. That's a bad primer. You do not want to reload that at all. And this one's sticking out. I probably pull that one out with a pair of pliers. Try to get a really bad one for you. I got a whole little jar here full of them. Alright, those I need to pull bullet tips out of them. Doesn't look like I have any. I threw all those ones away that had the super bad smash primers on them. But I got this little tool here. It's your trimming and case trimming and stuff. I got that here, so what I would end up doing with one of those pieces of brass is that I would end up putting it right here on this one in only a few seconds. So done. You'd be good to go. That way you don't have, and you guys don't have to go out and buy the special depriming tools, because I guarantee you this works, and this is only like 30 bucks. And then by the time you spend the attachments, you're going to spend 40, 50 bucks for it. So you might as well just use this. At least I do. So 30 bucks, 500 bucks, another 30 bucks for the powder or the measuring scale. So you're at 560, let's just call it even 600 after taxes and stuff, because this wasn't right at 500. Then you got your tumbler and this, that's all in one, and I bought that I think on Amazon for around 40 bucks with free shipping. So about $700 is what you guys need just to get the right equipment off so you can first start reloading. And that's just the basics. I'm at the book, probably another 10, 15 bucks, I would say. But you need to get you a book, and you need to read it. Read it, do some research, search on YouTube how to reload, start watching videos. If you want to learn how to put up your presses and stuff, most presses should come with the DVD. If not, I know Hornady for a fact has things out on YouTube where videos that you can watch to set up different types of presses. They got every press out there on YouTube. That would be the best bet. And before you even buy one, if you're thinking about getting into reloading, just know that you need to do a lot of research. I cannot stress that enough. And everything that you do, you need to do it right and be safe about it. You have to wear safety glasses. You have to have them whenever you're reloading. Your cases, you're going to have to get a micrometer so you guys can look at your case links and stuff, because if not, you know, you guys are going to have a pretty hard time. What happens if your case length is too long or whatever, you know. Now, not very often I have to trim my cases. I can get about 5 or 6 shots out of one piece of brass before even considering about trimming them. Now, whenever I first started out with 223s reloading, and I used BLC2. It's the only one that I could find at Cabela's that I was like, you know what, it's got 223 on there. If you want it, go for it. It's not that great of powder, but it does work. I did not see that much of a difference whenever I shot that in my Winchester powder, but I do have a favorite now. Is the 748 Winchester powder. I would recommend that to anybody. Now, if you're shooting match point, there's other better powders than just Winchester. I can guarantee you that. But I'm not shooting match point or match grade rounds. I'm just shooting, reloading for survival gear. I'm reloading for hunting. I don't need something that's going to shoot 1,000 meters and hit a quarter, you know. So I'm just using the Winchester 748, and like I said, I mainly have 308s. Some of my other family members and friends have 223s, so we started out with 223s. And I can show you some more rounds down here that I got finished with 223s. These are just all 55 grain full metal jacket 223s that I got here, and I don't even remember what I loaded these at, to be honest with you guys. Let me look and see what. That's service rifle. These are 55 grains. You come here. See, this is why you need that buck. I think me and Anthony was loading them at 3,000 feet per second, so 24.6 grains. So these are probably 3,000 feet per second. I'd have to recheck in my book. And whenever I reload, guys, here's another tip. Whenever I reload, I have everything written down. I write down, like, see service records. Okay, so we loaded 2,800, 29, 3,000, and 3,100 feet per second for FMJs and soft points. And then we got BLC2 here because some cheap powder that we just go plink around on. Same thing. So see my record here. And the reason why I do these, alright, the reason why I do it like this is because I'll test 5 rounds of the Winchester powder at 2,800 feet per second, and then I'll test it 29, and 5 rounds, 5 rounds, 5 rounds, 5 rounds, and I won't load any more until I go and shoot these and see which one is closer to a 1 MOA powder for the speed for your type of rifle. Now, I got a Smith & Wesson AR-15, and it's pretty much on a 1 MOA. Now, I do have the red dot from the Beerus scope that I bought for $500, that I bought for that M14 or M1A, and that's what I have. What else? Other little notes that I can give you. Powder drop, I've already covered. Live, dry lube, degrease, that we'll go over later. Yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything. Been kind of rambling on about a few other different things, but yeah, guys, this is what I would recommend. You can get the single press. The single press is probably better if you're going to shoot match grade ammo. It's less things that you got to worry about going on. The single presses, you'll hand prime everything. You load them differently, and I think the single presses are a little bit more accurate than what this is. Now, For the powder measure, I mean, I can get a digital scale and I can get it set up to where I am actually dropping 41.8 grains of powder every drop. But I test every 5 rounds, no matter what. 5 rounds, then I pull it off, I test it, pour the powder back up in the top, and then put it back in circulation. Just because I like being consistent, I want to make sure my powder measure is throwing consistent. I don't want anything going wrong. I like shooting my 168s, and that's just how it is. That's how I reload. I did about 60 rounds a night for you guys, but I didn't get that recorded. I will record probably here in the next couple days a video of me finishing up the rest of the 100 rounds that I'm going to reload, but I don't have that many bullet tips left for that. Probably got about 20, 30, but I will load the rest of my hollow points here, and this is an accurate count of 172. I will get a video of me reloading some, going over different tips and tricks that I got for you guys for reloading. Those are my hunt rounds, by the way. But yeah, I'll get a couple videos out of loading up these 308s, and if you got any requests of what different type calibers you want to see reloaded, go ahead and give me that request. But after I get the 308 video out of reloading the polymer tips and the hollow points, I will move on to the 223s or 556s, and I'll show you guys how that works. I'll show you the depriming, the resizing. I'll show you how to go ahead and trim up that crimp on the primers. I'll throw them in the tumbler. I'll show you how that works, and then we'll skip through the video a little bit, and then I'll go back, reprime them after they're done clean. Reprime them. I'll get the powder in them. We'll seat the bullet, and we'll load a couple rounds for you so you guys can see how that is. If you want pistols, I got some 9mm ready to go. I do not have a 9mm, so I'm sorry about that, guys. I don't shoot 9mm. I do have 40s ready to go, 357s and 38 specials. That's really all I got for brass. Other than that, I do have some 38 special brass, or 380 auto. I got 380 auto. Anthony shoots that. He uses that for his CCW weapon. Other than that, guys, yeah. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, and I hope you guys have a good day.